Good morning, good morning. How's everyone doing? What's up, Jam? How you doing? You having a rough morning, eh? Trying not to drown yourself in the coffee? What's up, Hank? All right, Kevin. I am listening. Good to see you. Hey, Cryptomania, what's going on? Gabriel Fernando Paningua. Welcome, 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 everyone. Hey, Chris, how you doing? Well, this reminds me of the term, here I left you, here I find you. And those who know what I'm talking about will understand that sentence. Here I left you, here I find you, will you be off or from? And here we go. We're right back where we started. We had some drama, right? We had a massive look below and fail of Friday's low. We opened on a gap, and we've got a very kind of weird looking, this is like a P profile that had one too many donuts, but the shorts are definitely trapped under 59.90, 59.80, and they've been pushing the market higher all night, correcting inventory. So after all that drama, we're right back to where we closed on Friday. So, ladies and gentlemen, and I said this yesterday morning, Sunday morning, I put something in the chat and I said, listen, guys, if you can't figure out world events, don't worry, right? All you got to do is watch the chart, right? All you got to do is watch the chart. The chart will tell you everything. The chart's telling you we're going to open in yesterday's range and we're going to open in yesterday's cost basis. So that means business as usual. No change. Okay? Which is good for us because then we don't have to think too hard. Right? Now you can just relax and just groove with the 1 minute chart. The ranges are working really nicely. You know, the levels are working really nice. That long from 602 half up to 10, I was out walking around and I missed that. That was a nice trade. And we're looking for rotation up to 60.33, right? And we're just bopping around now. Overnight POC moved up. Good distribution. Right? Sellers are marked, so we know where the selling's going to be. It's no mystery, right? There's no mystery in this. All you got to do is pay attention, right? All you got to do is pay attention and understand that when a market clears out a level where there's continuous selling, it just means that they've seen buyers and they're lifting prices. Right? Let's see what happens when we open this puppy up. Exactly, right? Let's not forget, what's the special thing that's happening at the end of the week? At the end of the week, we got month end, right? So month end means, what does it mean? Asset prices like to get marked up. Now, is it guaranteed that they get marked up? No. Right? But the agenda, if the order flow exists, is to mark up price. Right? End of quarter, end of month. Show your clients you've made them money, or else no client. Right? So end of the month, we like to mark up price. Okay? If the order flow allows it, even better. Right? So this market is heavily bid. The reason is we still have gaps underneath that have not been filled. Those are short positions. Short positions mean buying. This was the cost basis before the move up. On liquidation, we came right back to the middle of the cost basis. No big surprise. But everybody was looking for this. Not yet. Not yet. So let's see what happens today. We're in a little distribution here. Right? We're taking the product that we bought under 18. Right? There, finally got some competitive selling. Let's see. Look at that liquidation. Now, if you're a short seller, you should be paying attention to stuff like that. Because if the market can't stay under a level for very long, it's going to pop up. Like when you push a ball under the water. Where's our VWAP? VWAP is at 10. I'll go adjust that. So on the stream this morning, there were a couple of people who were just indiscriminately shorting the market. And I said, well, guys, you might want to wait till a seller shows up to short. Right? So when you're shorting, you want to make sure that there's a seller. Otherwise, you got no backup. So now if you're short under that white line, you put your stop above it. So if you lose your seller, you're insured. right? Watch. Now, if the market starts offering above that level and takes out the top of that candle, govern yourselves accordingly. Nice work, all right. Well done. Let's make that a little bigger. Everybody wants to trade and make more money, hold trades longer. But if you can't figure this out, you're not going to make more money, right? Trading larger size and holding trades longer just means you're going to lose more money if you don't understand basic market mechanics. Short 22, got a 20 bid in, covered one at 20, covered one at 19 and 3/4. And now I might have to take the offer if this thing, yeah, I'm flat. You see a seller, you short. I saw a seller. I shorted. I put my stop there. I know that there's going to be some buying somewhere in here, so I put some bids in here. It's not rocket science, right? Find a seller and sell alongside. Don't short a market on the way up. That's for suckers. Short the backside when the sellers have to compete. So this is, it's got to go higher, it's got to go higher, right? Somebody on Twitter said it's a short, it's got to go higher. You short it, you short it, you short it, you get stopped out, then it falls apart. Happens to everybody, right? Wait till the backside of the move. Wait till the sellers show their hand. When the sellers show their hand, sell next to them. When they go away, you go away. Right? It's not easy, but it is simple. If you overcomplicate it and you start talking about gamma and wicking and twicking and upside down teapot, broken handle, bull flag holding upside down tortoise elephant, you're not going to be able to trade your way out of a wet paper bag. Keep it simple. Now that your sellers have gone away, there you go. Right? What do large traders do? They don't use all that crap. They short it down to the bid, they cover, and then they flip and go long. Short it down to where you find the bid. Right? Where did the market stop? Right where I told you it would, right here. You don't need any technical indicator, you don't need anything for that. The top of the candle is where the sellers initiate. Why would sellers initiate? Because they want to get rid of their inventory. Why would you want to be holding inventory at 24 when other people are selling it at 23? Sell it. Sell that inventory. You got to turn your inventory into cash. Right? That's what you got to do. That's why they call it a market. Right? A market is to take inventory and turn it into cash. When nobody wants to buy it, what do you do in a market when nobody wants to buy your bananas? What do you want to do before your bananas all go bad and you're stuck with a bunch of rotten bananas that you can't sell? What are you going to do? Put it on sale, man. Put it on sale. When they put it on sale, that's when you go short. Oh, no. Right? It's just business. It's just business. When the market runs out of supply, you buy a little bit, right? So if I was to go long and it failed to take out this level, you go long a little bit here, put your stop here, and you sell into it where the sellers are. Clip in and out. Right? 3 to 4 points on a trade with 3 to 5 contracts. You do that a couple of times a day, you're paying your bills. I mean, unless you're living at Versailles, and taking private planes, that's a different story. Right? Then you'll probably want to take a couple of companies public. But if you're normal folk, right, you want to pay your bills. You want to pay your rent, food, water, lights. Right? So we had inventory. We took that inventory. We sold it. Nobody wanted to buy it here. We put it on sale. That brought in buyers. It's very simple. And that's what our trades are based off of. Every trade should have a valid business reason. If a trader can't tell you the business reason why they're taking the trade, then they don't fully understand what they're doing. We ran out of gas. Look at that on the sell side. The sellers see buyers. JJ, how do you know when they're buyers? Because you'll see sellers raise price. How much more simple can it be than that? When price is going up, the market sees that there are buyers. They're going to raise price to take economic advantage of that fact. When the market goes down, it means it's running out of buyers and they got to put it on sale. When the market's going sideways, it means business is slow. Right? Don't worry about that right now, Raj. Just watch the levels. Raj, I want you to stop and just zone into that 1 minute chart. We might even get you to start taking TPO off your screens. So you zone right into the candle wax. Right. Just zone into that candle wax, watch the offer. We've got lots of trap shorts. They're trapped at the bottom of every half-hour bar. On the iPad, are you in the car again? Whew. Well, it's a good thing you got air conditioning in that thing. Hey, Doc, you're still going. Get some sleep. My trading room is full of like people who don't sleep. It's hilarious. The vampire trade. Oh man. You go in there at 2 o'clock in the morning, they're there. 3 in the afternoon, they're there. It's my vampire traders. Look at that. Point of control is moving up. We're making good sales, ladies and gentlemen. Right? They're coming for it. Right? It's beautiful. They keep coming for it. Oh. There's a little supply over 42 structurally. Let's see where we open this puppy up. Yeah, there's been a seller at 28. You see, they were there at 11 o'clock my time, and they're back. So let's see if that seller, if those sellers that were here, right, see they're back. If we can get a lift over 28, it'll be a nice move back up to 33. There'll be a little traffic at 31. How's Uncle Jed in the oil market? Let's go take a look. Oil under 74.39. So we're kind of back into that little balance of oil on the daily. I think, Doc, I just bought a little at 26 and 3/8. I'm gonna put a 27 and 3/4 offer out and see if I get taken. And if I don't, I'll just hit the bids. And I'm flat. They wouldn't take me at 27 and 3/4. That persistent seller is not going away just yet. You know, so if you're testing a level to see if there's resistance, buy some underneath it and put a sell order just one tick underneath. And if you can't sell one contract at 27 and 3/4, you're getting front run. Right? There we go. Now there's 27 and 3/4. Now let's see if we can take the next stop, which is just right here. And if we can take that, there'll be a little bit of action here, I think. Right there at 30. When I test trade with the micro, always with the micro. So I did a couple of trades with the mini today, but when I'm testing something, I always use the micro. Because when I'm testing, it's not an A+ setup, right, Truth? I use the mini on my A+ setups when I'm dialed in. Yeah. I don't mind spending $5, $10, $15 to find out if I'm right, to test the order flow. See, this comes in the old days when shorting was fun before 2005. If you wanted to short a stock, I'd go and sell 100 shares. Right? I'd just go and sell 100 shares and I'd hit the bid. And if the bid was $5 and it printed at 5, it told me something. If it printed at 501, 502, I knew that they were price improving. They were paying up. I know there's orders behind that 5. Right? Just little things like that. If it printed and backfilled, right, then I'd know that's another thing. If the backfill was automatic and there was a give up, then I'd know it's an offshore buyer. Right? You could tell a lot from the prints in a stock. So that's where I got this idea of testing, right? And the micro is great to test with because, you know, it's not expensive market research, right? It's a cost of doing business, right? Just like somebody, if they want to make, I don't know, barbecue Doritos, they're going to test it on people before they go and do a full production run. I don't think I invented short selling. Uh, I do love a good short squeeze. It's like, planning out a good short squeeze is like, it's like an Ocean's 11 thing. You get a crew together, you get a bank, get them to buy all the stock, you put out a bunch of rumors that the company's going to fail, you induce a bunch of people to short under a level, you buy it all up, just vacuum up all that stock. And then when nobody's looking, you lift the offers and you gap it up $3-4. Now you got a party. Lots of fun. So we're choppy here. 20 to 25, 25 to 28. See how the candles are getting smaller now? Right? These small candles are just indicating that business is a little slow. Oh yeah, there's nothing like a nice orchestrated short squeeze is a beautiful thing. Whoa, there's a sell order. There we go. Getting a little frisky before the open. Small candles just mean that business is slow, Doc. That's all. That's all. I know because I used to create candles. But whatever your interpretation, wrap your execution around it. Now let's see what we do. I really have no bias off the open here. I'm going to be open-minded. I'm going to be open-minded for the open, and I'm going to let the market tell me what the heck's going on. Right now I'm seeing sellers at 27.5. They kind of stopped selling at 23, 24. So we've got a rotation between 24 and 27. Let's see who comes into the store when we open the door. Right? We're just kind of farting around near the close of Friday. Just trust the chart, my friends. Trust the chart. It won't steer you wrong. Okay, here we go. And we're off. Let the market find the bid. Let the large traders find the buyers. Looking at 18. Little size coming in there. Give it a sec. Right, if you're long off that 18 stop, watch the offer. If the offer comes under 18, you know to scratch that trade, right? There you go. Scratch before it hammers down on you, right? And I think we're going to go explore VWAP, right? Look for bids at 10 if you're short. You'll get some front running off VWAP on a morning like this. Long 16.5 on a few, selling them here on flat. I'm just scalping with the micro to see how awake I am. See if I'm seeing this right. Now it's going to backfill. Watch 18 to see if it accepts above or below. Right. Offers underneath 18. We'll go and test VWAP again. And you'll be looking for the bottom of this candle here to get taken out. Now, in a normal market, in a normal market, it's not unreasonable to go test Friday's low. Okay? That's a normal course of business, right? To see what kind of buying is down here. Right? Just be patient, wait for your setup. If it doesn't show up, it will. Don't worry. Now, you haven't heard of that because I haven't taught it yet, Hank. And this market really hasn't been normal for a while. Remember, large traders will short a market down to find the bid. Once they find the bid, they will cover. Right? See, they short it down, they find the bid, they'll start to cover, and you'll see the market lift. But then, if there are sellers who are competing, they will sell and will break VWAP and will come down to that 6,000 level here. Staying under VWAP is a good thing for a short seller, right? Because it means you got sellers there instead of buyers. It starts to lift over VWAP and starts to print the 14s. Govern yourselves accordingly. What did I tell you? If it lifts over VWAP and prints the 14s, be careful. There's a seller at 15 and a half. If they go away, it means they've seen buyers and they're going to raise price. Now let's see where we backfill. So now it's going to go back and forth, you see, between VWAP and 18. Look for sellers at 20 if you're long. No, somebody came in the front door, so I had to mute for a second. Apologies. Can you guys hear me now? Right. Look below and fail a VWAP. Nice long. Look for sellers at 23. 22 half. 22 quarter. Boom, there's 23. And right through 323 like a hot knife through butter. Look at that. Someone's short. We found the bid. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you the bid? Or as they say in Paris, le bid. We're going to backfill a little bit. Now be careful if you're scalping these candles. They are a little bit on the large side. So just watch your risk. Now if you're long and you're still long, if we take out that 26, right? We'll go back up to that 27 and a bit. That's exactly where my sell order is. Oh, take me, you dirty, dirty, rotten. I'm long 24 and 3/4. I'm out at 26 half. Hey, Billy, what's going on? Next stop on the train is 29 and a quarter. There'll be a little bit of a seller here. Right, there's that 28 seller. They've been haunting us all morning. Remember that 28 seller? Right, we pushed off of the 28s all the way down to 10. Caught some bids, caught some people short under 18. Ripped it back up. Right? And the seller's right back, right? Listen, if you had size to sell, you'd sell there again, and you'd sell there again, right? Now, if we lift over it, next area of interest, there's that seller right at 30. And then 33 will be your target if we can clear 30. Sorry. If you know where the sellers are, you can get out of your longs before they make your life difficult, right? Because basically, remember, if you're long, you are a seller. If you're short, you're a buyer. So you have to compete against other sellers and other buyers, right? Jerry, you should not be trading the New York Open right now. Just watch. No problem. Have a good one. We'll talk tomorrow. If you're learning how to trade, the New York Open is probably one of the most difficult times to take trades because the order flow is not predictable and everybody rushes in, right? It's just like Walmart when you open the doors and it's a busy day, everyone's pushing and shoving, right? So it's kind of hard to get situated and unless you really know what you're doing. And don't worry, that'll come with time. That all comes with time. Now, if we can stay bid over 30, right? Let's get some buying. Come on. What did he say? Actually, maybe I shouldn't ask. uh, it's okay. Listen, if we better drill, let's go do an oil and gas deal. I love oil and gas deals. Let's go find some property somewhere and hey, maybe Bakersfield still has some good wells. I like drilling in Bakersfield. Kern County. Right? That seller's kicking in at 30 again. See how it's going back and forth and back and forth? See if we can move that point of control up here. Sellers at 30. See if we can clear it. There we go. Little stop run. Let's see if there's any follow through. Right, remember when they run the stops, large traders are going to sell into it because that's where your liquidity is. Right? Liquidity means I have a lot of something to sell. I want to sell it, but there's not enough buyers. So when you run a stop, it creates buying, so the large traders can dump into that. That's why the market stalls out. Now, if enough buyers come in, the sellers will raise price. Watch your offers. The offers, once the offers start climbing, it shows that buying's in the market. There you go. And that's the follow through you want if you're long. See, you never want to short a market when the offer is lifting. Because the offer means the sellers are seeing buyers. So why would you short a market when buyers are coming in? You want to wait until the sellers start to compete and lower price. That just makes common sense. Now, if we accept underneath 29.5, underneath those candles, you could maybe take a little short and put your stop above 30. But watch out because it's choppy. Hey, DeMac, what's going on? Hey, Patty, how are you doing? Point of control moves up, good distribution, right? Took that point of control and we moved it all the way up. No, you don't need a TPO chart at all. I'm watching this to see the buyers, my friend, right here. PMI in 1 minute? Okay. They're always putting out something, eh, Chris? PMI, this PI, Magnum PI. I'll be flat. Let's see what the news does. No, you don't need a TPO chart. All you need is a 1 minute candle chart and the ability to pay attention. It's a little choppy here. They're distributing. It was a great show. I'm talking about the old one. Oh, there's your PMI. Ugh. And my short sellers, be careful if we start offering over 34. So far we have sellers at 32, which is a good thing. Maybe they'll start beating up on each other. Remember, this market got a lot of people short last night. See how they're distributing up here? Now, this is the cool thing about market profile. It'll show you the distribution really quickly. But you can run volume profile on this as well, right? But maybe in order to place trades, you don't really need that. All you need to be able to see is if the sellers are seeing buyers, they'll raise price. If they see that buyers are running out, they'll lower price. See how they're raising price? So you don't want to be short when they're raising price. Now, if you're shorting, your pain level is going to be that 34. See that where the sellers were? See, they were here all morning, right? A couple of spikes up, but, whoops, sorry. Right, what did I say? Be careful if she offers over 34, because we're going to go up to 38. That's your sort of last line of defense as a short seller. Hey, Jeannie, what's going on? Fred Waller speaks global manufacturing PMI services. Got it. Thank you. One of the PIs, right? I never know what the news is. All I need to know if there's news, so I stay out of a trade until it kind of calms down. Now, if we hold the 33s, I'd definitely be looking for higher. Right? If we can hold 35, we'll start creeping up. There we go. So if you're long 36, right, just make sure you got your offers out because there's going to be selling right here at 38 and a quarter, right? So I'm out one at 37 and a quarter. And I should have sold both of them at 37 and a quarter. Flat at 36 and a half. If I took that again, no, I'll wait. Let's see if I can get a better backfill. My discipline is a little off this morning, so I know I need to work on that this week. Watch the offer. Now, there, you want the offer to start lifting like that. If you're long 36, right, I should have bought 35, 35 and a half. I was late. And I bought two at 36. I got out one here, but that's why I really don't like trading breakouts. See how it's holding 35? Because that's where the sellers were before. That should be support now because the position's underneath it. Right? If that breaks, look for 33 and a half. Little chop fest here again. I know there's a seller at 38. Everyone's front running 38 now. The thing is, if we can hold price over 33, 34, people will be attracted. Just like the nightclub theory, right? People will go and stand in line. There we go. Come on. Come on. Come into the Roxbury. It's the hot nightclub. You see, but the sellers at 37, they're like that bouncer at the front door. Right? And what we need is enough order flow to go take out that 38 quarter stop. Home sales data too. Okay, lots of data. I guess it is coming into the end of the month. See? Party poopers. They wouldn't let us pass 37 and a quarter. That's the velvet rope. Now this back and forth should be able to take us higher. Come on, give it the old college try. And they're plugging that 30, 37, 38, 37 quarter bid. They're hitting that thing. Look at that. Oh, there we go. There's a half. There's a print at a half, but they're back. One tick. Come on. Oh, it's a moral imperative to take that stop. Come on. Goodness. I hate waiting for a stop to get taken. What I like doing is I like being long 35 and selling into this. Because when they take that stop, it creates buying, and I want to dump into it. Right? That's what I've done all my life. Is when you guys buy a breakout, I'm selling into it. Anybody got breath this morning off the open? Oh, there we go. We're taking the stop. Take the overnight high. Take those 40 stops. Not yet. Good stuff. I am listening. Have a good one. So that next stop is the high of E period. And if you don't have market profile, all you got to do, folks, is just use a half-hour candle chart and put your stops at the top and bottom of every half-hour candle. Right? These are single prints, and this is an area of supply at 42. So we might get some selling when we get into the 40s. Thanks, Telek. So look at this. The market's up 22 points on negative breath. Not too bad. Not too bad. Now let's see if we can. If we can't get over that overnight high, it's going to be a look below and fail of the overnight high. And if you were shorting, I'd kind of wait for the next candle on the 1 minute, right? But if you're shorting 39, 39 half, quarter, right, your stop's just going to be right above here, right? If you're a larger trader, you might gamble on the fact that there's going to be some supply here. Right? And the only reason you'd be shorting is this red box is a supply zone. So you'd be looking for a little backfill. So if you're short 40, just under 40, like 39 quarter, 39 half, right? You go and you put your bids in underneath 38 and see if you can get any product. If you can't, because you're shorting this backfill, you'll scratch that trade. So 39 quarters short. Let's see if I can't get filled at 38 and a half. Well, that's telling me that there's no supply, and we'll scratch, right? And if the market accepts over 40, you're in trouble, right? Your maximum risk would be 41. Larger traders would have their risk here at 42 half. Right? The offer is moving lower on every 1 minute candle. That's a good thing, right? Now we want the next 1 minute candle to open and stay under these levels if you're short. .38 quarter filled on one. Took it at a half. I moved my bid up. Still bid quarter. Flat. Right. So I was short 39 and a half. See, I covered too soon. Right. I covered too soon. So I got to work on my discipline a little bit. Right. So that is the look above and fail of the overnight high. So I shorted 39 half, 39 quarter. My stop was at the A high here, and I had my bids down here. Not down here at 38. Just shorting the backfill. Where was my backup? My backup was here. Right? If we got up into here, there's no way I'm holding that short. Because this is like a supply cabinet for ES contracts. Right? Now, let's see. Nice big green short covering candle here. Right? As the shorts come marching in. And more news in 2 minutes. Lots of news Monday morning. They're going to hit us with news everywhere, right? Hey, Kumar. Is there a minimum size move? I'm scalping right now. A couple of points here, a couple of points there, right? The thing is, Kumar, for me, I take what the market gives me, right? I love 3 to 5 points. That's kind of a sweet spot. 3 to 5 points on 5 to 8 contracts. That's my sweet spot. That's what I like. Now watch as we go into 42 and a quarter, 42 and a half. I'm looking for that seller. Here's B period. Look, we ran out of supply, right? So we went out of supply. Look at that. Look at that. Single prints gone. Boom. Nice to see you. Thanks for coming out. Look at that. Right? Look at that. B period opened here and did not get lower than one tick. Not even one tick. Open and straight up. That tells you that the short bid is here because people were shorting that overnight high like I was, but they didn't cover in the 38s. They stayed short. So when the next period opened, they all went to buy at the same time, and then you get that nice big green candle. Yep, went through the single prints like they weren't even there. Next upper stop is that B high from Friday, 52 and a quarter. It's a good old-fashioned short squeeze. And top of the range for me is 65 and 3/4. Yeah, and it's okay if we miss trades, because the thing is that there's always going to be another trade. Oh, that's right. There's a Fed speaker, right? Sorry, guys, I got to open up an equity chart 1 sec. Now remember, everybody's short under that overnight high, right? Everybody and his dog and his cat and turtle. They're all short under 40, under 39 for sure. That's why it bid so hard at 41. Sorry, just got to bring up a Tesla chart real quick. Look at that rascal Tesla go. Tesla back over 328. These levels will work on anything. Hey, how's that CRCL doing this morning? I haven't had a chance to look. The circle of pain. Nobody watching it? Where's all my equity traders? All the degens. Gosh, you guys are all half asleep in the room. CRCL. I'm going to take a look. Morbid curiosity. This is just a half-hour chart. And you can see that the approach I use here at the Trading Syndicate, it's the same. It's all just inventory, and then you take that inventory and you sell it for a profit. Right? That's a new issue. I love watching how new IPOs perform. Right? So, while we're waiting for them to distribute some paper here up here in the 46s, let me tell you a little bit about our trading room at the Trading Syndicate. Drop by and give us a shot. We've got a 25% off code. It's less than 50 cents a day. It's cheaper than going to Starbucks every day, and you don't get indigestion from the bad coffee. The other thing is we've got a good community of traders. I teach and trade in there all day. We have other traders who, if you want to trade commodities, you've got a guy who's ex-Goldman who teaches in there. We've got myself. And it's just a nice organization where people help each other. You'll have a 200 contract trader, help a brand new trader out. And that's always nice. And if you want to learn how to trade with other people's money, like our friends at Apex, there's a discount code in the description of the YouTube. And finally, the last bit of advertising. If you like what we're doing here, please like and subscribe. And of course, if you need any help, reach out to me. I'm always around. This is what happens when everybody shorts a market. Right? If you want a market to go down, stop shorting it. Right? Joey, I don't know. I do not know, sir. If you're in the room, DM me and I'll put you on with Steve and see what we can do. If you can't, how about I do a free one-on-one with you? Yeah, you're looking at it. Yeah. Good call, Howard. Good call. Just message me inside the room, Joey. All right? I'll be happy to do a one-on-one with you. No problem. I'm always working. Because I don't consider it work. This is the problem. All my friends are either dead or retired. So I got nobody to hang out with and talk markets with. So they're either dead, retired, or they bought a bunch of real estate and they don't want to talk markets anymore. So 4 times cost basis was 33 and a half. I didn't think we'd go more than another 4, but it's supposed to be 8. Let me go fill in those levels now. One, two, three. Is that 8? Did I got 8 there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. One more. Learn how to count, JJ. 60.95 is the top. But we got to get past this. 65 is a big level. That's a good place to be wrong, long S-Pill, sorry. I have to be honest. I was walking this morning in Liverpool, and I saw somebody riding this motorcycle. And I honestly have been on Motorcycle Trader for a good hour this morning. Not that I'm going to buy the motorcycle, because I'm kind of old now and probably shouldn't. But it happens, they get me every spring, you know? Every spring I see a motorcycle that I like, and then I'll just go and I'll be on Motorcycle Trader for hours, just wasting time. So I do miss it, Dave. I really do miss being on a bike. It's one of those things that's an addiction that you just can never get rid of. And every spring it just pops up again. Yeah, bring a trailer. Oh my God. If I go on bring a trailer, there goes the trading day. I'm gone for hours. Cars and motorcycle. It's a bad addiction. Does that see how now, ladies and gentlemen, see this is what I'm talking about. Candle charts can give you amazing amounts of information. Look how you can see that there's a seller right there, right? And they're just not letting it breathe. What that means is they're all competing. So had I not been going on about motorcycles, my bad, we would have been short under 54, stop above there, and looking to cover as we come down into the 49s. See, this is what happens when you see that's lack of discipline, right? Hey, nice short, Moran. Nice short. See, that's lack of discipline, right? It happens every time I start talking about motorcycles and cars. So next time I do that, folks, just take JJ, get back to the chart. See, 53 down to 49 would have been a nice little short. And if we accept under 49 and we take out that candle, in that 45 area, we'll drop back down to 41. So if you're a short seller and you're still short, you can stay short as long as that offer is moving lower and lower, right? See, watch. But if we start offering back up over 49 and a 49, 49 quarter, then you know we're going to be in trouble. Is that seller still there? Watch. They see buyers, they'll lift all the way up to 53 and a quarter. And that's the thing with shorting a market, where the supply runs out really quickly. You can really get into trouble. See, we're starting to get into trouble now, right? If you were short and you didn't cover, right? If you're long, you're looking for 53 just up here. Right? And you better hope the seller's at 53.5. That's why we always want to short that backfill. Right? They backfill down to the bid, then they stop selling. You're going to wind these poor shorts out like you wouldn't believe. There we go. There's the seller we wanted to see. Point of control moves lower. See if it drops down. Right, I shorted 51 and a quarter. I'm scalping short, so I'm covering the 49s because they're not giving me any at a quarter. There's one at a quarter. I'll take that. Now let's see if we can get back over 51. If we can't, we'll rotate back down. Right? Right. We lose that seller at 51. Be careful on the short side. There should be some supply up here. See how you're losing that 51 seller? This is why I like trading at the edges. It's a much more relaxed trade because right here, you're really unsure of the order flow. The edges are the best. Now watch out, my short sellers, because this thing can get out of hand really quick. If we take that 55, right, there's 55. If we take that, it could get real ugly real quick. Right? And this is, if you lose a seller when you're a short seller, your backup is the seller. If that seller is gone, you're in big trouble because all it takes is the seller to see large buyers. They'll all see the buyers, everyone who's selling, and they all move out of the way. So price can go up and then they can sell at a higher price, right? Now on the backfill, if we can't get under 55, be careful, right? Hmm. I haven't heard that theory, Patty. Hey, but as long as the business is there, you also got to remember, Patty, that month end is coming, quarter end is coming, and everybody wants asset prices higher, right? Yeah, it seems like Tesla's got a nice month-end short squeeze happening. I'm watching 56 and 3/4, and if we can lift above that, that's a beautiful thing for the longs. And if you don't have a way to trade this, or if you have a small account, don't worry. Your trades will come, right? Just don't get into a bad trade just for the sake of trading. Right? That happens to a lot of people I talk to. They're like, JJ, I just can't sit around and wait. Well, then you're not a trader, right? And then you're just going and putting it all on red or putting it all on black. Wait for the way that you do business to show itself. And if it doesn't, for the love of God, don't put money at risk in a market where you've got a 1 minute candle that goes from 51 to 57, and you can't control, and especially if you can't control your emotions, you'll freeze, right? Just sit and watch. Your time will come, right? Your time will come. This is just pure distribution up here. Right? There's a seller at 55. They see some bids. They'll lift their offers. There's a lot of competitive selling here in this area. Right? Be quick. Learn how to trade quickly, ladies and gentlemen. It'll help you, right? Be quick. Think quick, act quickly in these markets. Don't let the grass grow underneath your feet. Okay? Yeah, it's struggling here a little bit, right? There's active sellers all the way down from 56. So we're going to need to catch somebody really short to be able to jam this thing higher, right? Because nobody's going to buy it of their own volition, right? Nobody wants to buy it to actually go long. The only buyers that are buying here are the ones that were forced to buy it, right? you know, Nobody wants to buy size up here, right? They're not nuts, right? That's not how traders trade. They don't buy size at the top of the market. Only retail buys size at the top of the market, right? Exactly, James, right? Only retail goes long at the top of the market. Right? Size traders, that's not how they do business. So if you want to learn how to do proper business, come join us at the Trading Syndicate. Use that discount code. We'll teach you how to trade. We'll hook you up with, our friends at Apex. There's a discount code in the description. And of course, if anyone's interested in any sort of mentoring one-on-one, let me know. Or even if you just need help, reach out, right? I'm vwaptrader1 on X. I thank you all for being with us this morning. It's great having you with us. And remember, folks, trust what the chart is telling you, okay? Trust the chart. People on CNBC, all this stuff, don't listen to that stuff. Trust the chart. The chart never lies. It tells you all of the transactions that are going on. Thanks, Chris. I'll give you a time where we can do it one-on-one. I think now we might have a bit of an inventory correction lower. Let's see. I said I think. Just based upon the fact that there's a lot of sellers at 55, 54. But I want to see what it does when it gets to the 49s. Remember, folks, Thursday is month end. Friday is the last trading day of the month. So be careful. Don't spend all your money on one trade. Right? If you need help, reach out. We're here. $49. What did I say? 49, right? Little look below and fail of 49, right back up to 52. There's the seller. Right? We're in a bit of a rotation here. Right? So there's just rotating inventory. Right? The positions underneath us, everyone's short here, and we're using them as leverage. Right? Think of this. We're standing on the backs of the shorts, selling the long stock up here, the long paper. Right? 65, yeah. See, my level is 65 and 3/4, and you're saying a quarter. We're off by 2 ticks. So we're in the right neighborhood. A look above and fail of that would be beautiful. Right? Go take out 65, go up to 66, 67, 68, and then come back down. We'll see what happens. But right now, what the market's going to show us, it's going to show us its short position. And that's going to be from here to where the next half-hour bar opens. Right there. So now the market's showing its hand. It's showing us, hey, folks, people are short from 42 to 50. Right? So that is additional information which will be very helpful for you. If you're shorting and you can't get underneath 50, govern yourselves accordingly. Okay? Thanks, everyone. Yeah, of 66, all right. Be careful. Right? And we'll see you tomorrow morning. Thanks, everyone. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. And folks in the room, folks that are in my trading room, we did some feedback. And you said, just in 2 hours in, 2 periods in, JJ signs off. Maybe I do another session near the close. Think about it. Let me know what you need. right? If there are people around, if it warrants it, I'll do another session. Thanks, everyone. Have a great morning, great afternoon, wherever you are, and we'll see you soon. Bye for now.